Hey, thank you for coming. This is HD Rhodes. Go ahead and leave your name. Go ahead and type in where you're calling in from today. We'll go ahead and get started in just a second. My name is HD Rhodes, and you guys are listening to Matthew Plant. This is actually the theme song before I start all my presentations. Matthew Plant is one of the content creators, one of my good friends. It's actually a musician in which I'm doing collaborations on, including we're working together on a podcast. So we're going to go ahead and get started here in just another minute. Go ahead and leave your name. Go ahead and tell us where you're going ahead and calling in from today. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started here in just a second here. Again, my name is HD Rhodes, and I'm going to go ahead and be your presenter for today. Thank you guys for taking the opportunity. We're doing this presentation every day, Monday through Thursday at 9:30 Eastern Time. I go ahead and we're going to have 3 Blitz calls a day, starting at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, then 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, then followed up by a 9:30 business presentation. The goal for me today is I'm going to go ahead and show you guys one of the number one business opportunities of 2025. I honestly believe there's nothing like this company. There's nothing like this comp plan. There's nothing like this opportunity in the whole world. In fact, I'd like to go ahead and compare it to the opportunity of being able to get in business with Carnegie, the Mellons, the DuPonts, the Rockefellers at the turn of the century when they went from the agricultural age to the industrial revolution. I say, honestly, I think this is a bigger opportunity than when Jeff Bezos went ahead and invested his money to start Amazon.com in the heart of the dot-com era, after Bill Gates was already the richest man on the planet, after they already went ahead and pulled all the fiber optic cable around the world. You know what? If you thought the writing was on the wall for that, I'm telling you, what you're about to see right now is absolutely going to blow your mind. You're going to fry a gasket. Then you're going to go ahead and wake up in the morning. You're going to pinch yourself and go, you know what? Did everything I hear is true? And then you're going to go to your email, or you're going to go ahead and go to your messaging device, whether it's Facebook Messenger, TikTok, YouTube, wherever it is in which you contacted whoever invited you here. They're going to send you a copy of this presentation because I'm recording it. Then you're going to literally see this and realize that, you know what? You literally are sitting at the front row seat of your dreams. And all you got to do is go ahead and pick up the baton, and it's time for you to go ahead and run your race. So without any further ado, my name is HD Rhodes. We're going to go ahead and get started. And so the first question I want to go ahead and get answered for you, hey, you know what, HD Rhodes, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an attorney. And so if you want to know anything that has to do with the disclosures and the details or the disclaimers, you need to go to this website right here, which is thevyb.io, which is THEVYB.io/policies. And that's spelled POLICIES. So without any further ado, man, let's go ahead and rock and roll. Let the party begin. You go, HD, what's this party, man? We're celebrating you tonight because the name of this company is Vibe, and the Y in Vibe stands for you. It's all about you, baby. I'm telling you, what's your dreams? What's your goals? What's your vision? If you had all the time and all the money to live however you wanted to live, what would you do different? Would you change your zip code? Would you change your postal code? Would you go ahead and buy the biggest house you could find on the most beautiful beach on the East Coast and the West Coast? Would you go ahead and build that log cabin up in the mountains and go ahead and have it customized with all the solar power you want so that you could go ahead and live off grid? I don't know. What is it? What floats your boat, man? What cranks your knob? What is it that makes you just wake up in the morning and you just feel like a rock star, like you want to get on a guitar like my buddy James Udell, who's the #1 bass guitar player down in Dallas, Texas? You know what? What is it that makes you tick, man? I want to know, because you know what? I want to know what that why is that makes you cry. I want that dream to be so big that guess what? You're in cameras and we're swearing it's a movie. What I want you to do is I want you to be able to have one of the best comeback stories of the lifetime. I'm talking about not even Rocky. I'm talking about not even Rudy Rudiger is going to be able to compare about your comeback story, how you lost your dream and got into 40-40 plan and you got caught up in working not 40, not 50, but 60 to 7 hours a week and you lost that dream. You started working for not 10 years, not 20 years, but they told you you're going to work the next 40 years and you're going to be able to retire on a pension. But what they never told you is that pension was only going to allow you to live on 40% of what you couldn't get by. You know why you couldn't get by on that 40% of what they were making before? Is because you had 4 income drains that were eating away at your income. I mean, you didn't even know you're that frog that was being boiled that I talked about this weekend. You go, what frog? HD Rhodes you're talking about? I want you to go back, go look up H.D. Rhodes, Rhodes. I want you to go to TikTok. I want you to go to YouTube. Man, if you got to go to Facebook or Instagram, you got to find the coffee that I did this week. And it was called, you know what? How people are a lot like frogs being boiled in water. And because of the 4 income drains, that's what happens. You got to pay taxes before you get paid your paycheck. You got to go ahead and pay taxes every time you buy something. And every April, you got to pay taxes. And I hate to tell you, that's not how it is for everybody. There's 2 different tax systems in North America, one for the rich, one for the poor, one for creators, in which I want to help you become a creator tonight so you can learn how to be able to write off all those taxes. So you could be able to write off that vacation, write off that coffee with your best friend, write off that golf club, be able to write off that country club fees, to be able to write off that vacation and touring around the world. How? Because you can do a lot of things if you're an entrepreneur and you're a content creator or an educator or entrepreneur with this company called VYB. In fact, all you got to do is go ahead and save your receipts, be able to go ahead and make sure that you learn how to go ahead and take copious notes in your daily planner, in your agenda, in your calendar. So at the end of the year, after you make $250,000 to over $500,000 a month with VYB in the next 6 months, you're able to go ahead and write it off. And guess what? Let's say that you only were able to spend 450,000 of those big old greenback smackaroos. Well, guess what? Then that means on $50,000 remaining is the only tax you're going to pay, because you're going to get with a tax professional who understands entrepreneurship. Now let's compare that. If you keep going down the road of the 40-40 plan, then guess what? You're going to get taxed 3 times. And at the end of the year, guess what? You got to pay that 3rd tax, man, at April. Then guess what? You're going to have to worry about interest rates on your car, on your house. You got to worry about interest rates on your credit card. Man, you're going to have to pay high interest rates on that school loan that you took out to send your kid to Harvard, Stanford, or Carnegie Mellon. You're going to have to go ahead and pay that balloon payment on top of that school loan with interest. Hello. On top of that, you're going to have to go ahead and pay car insurance, house insurance. You better have medical insurance. And God forbid you go out of town 3,000 miles away on vacation and you get sick. You better get travel insurance. But you know what I call that? I call those tax write-offs, because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a content creator. And guess what? You can be too when you're done looking at this today. And what you're going to be able to take all the receipts for all the income tax, the interest rates, the insurance, and you're going to write it off on your taxes. You're going to spend your money. You're going to live your life with the best time of life, with the best people that you committed to spend the rest of your life with, your children, your spouse. And guess what? I'm telling you, you're going to thank HD every day past Sunday by the time I get done showing you the money in this thing. Because guess what? You already got the vision. You already got the dream. In fact, God equipped you with the talents. You just didn't even realize until you got on this today. And you go, HD, maybe I always realized that I just never had the support. Well, guess what? I understand that, because there's a lot of people these days who they lost their dream because they married a dream stealer. There's a lot of people out here who, guess what? They didn't have the startup capital to get started. They lacked the space to create. Man, come on. What are you talking about, HD? They didn't have the time to be able to manage or the knowledge to be able to execute. But after today, I'm telling you, those times are over, because there's 3 things we're going to do with this company. Number 1, we're going to help you dust off that dream and go ahead and rediscover it. Number 2, we're going to connect you with 6, 7, and 8-figure mentorship with people who are professionals who are going to be able to help take you from step 1 to done. And you know how we spell done? I spell it RICH. Come on, baby. You know what we're talking about? Last but not least, we're going to take your business, your dream product, your dream service, and we're going to display it in 160 countries around the world. And you know what I call that? I call that the #1 business plan, connected to the #1 compensation plan, connected to the #1 business opportunity on the planet. And so without any further ado, guess what, man? I'm not talking about this. Oh no, man. I'm not going to go ahead and talk about the mission. Nope. Not talking about the ecosystem. I already told you how to go ahead, and we're going to help you discover what your plans are. We're going to go ahead and help you dust off that and help you develop it and display it. No, I'm not even going to talk about the 7 ways of pathway. Nope. HD Rhodes made a promise today. I said the first thing we were going to do was dream build. I said the second thing we were going to do was look at the compensation plan. Oh yeah, you go HD, you're skipping a lot of things. I made a promise and I'm about to keep it. So understand this, man. Whatever your dream is, whatever your goal is, man, there's 2 ways that you can participate with this company. Number one, you go HD Rhodes. You know what? My dream is kind of like you said in your 90-day blitz call earlier today. You said that a counselor in college said, HD Rhodes, what do you want to do? And you said, I just want to be rich. Well, guess what? If that's all you know you want to do is you just want to be rich, you don't know exactly what your product or service, that's okay. Because guess what? Option number 1 out of the 2 ways you can make money with this company we call VYB. Number 1, you can just be what I call a student. You go, HD, how come on the slide it says a customer? Come on, man. A customer is just a student, because guess what? If you're not running a business and you're with VYB, then you're a student. And guess what? We got the number 1 school for students on the planet. And you know what we call that school? We call that school VYB Volt. Now, the cool thing about VYB Volt is I'm going to show you right here. Go ahead and log into your back office. You're going to click right here in VYB Volt, and you go, oh my goodness, HD, you're not logged in. How are we going to go ahead and see that VYB Volt? Well, you know what? You're lucky, because guess what? Megan Lynch went ahead and already took care of that right here. When you log into VYB Volt, you're going to literally be able to have a welcome slide right here. You're going to be able to click in right here, and they're going to teach you everything you need to know how to go ahead and walk through this virtual online school. And when you get done, guess what? It's in English, it's in Spanish, it's even in French. Voulez-vous? And I'm not going to finish that statement because I don't want everyone to know I know a little bit of French. So I'll go ahead and say, bonjour, merci beaucoup. Guess what? Outside of that, you guys are going to have an opportunity to go through a new membership orientation right here in the back office. And then they even got a little small presentation you can click on, which is going to say what you need to do the first 48 hours of you going ahead and coming to the VYB School of Entrepreneurship. Now, outside of that, when you're ready to become an entrepreneur, they got a master class by the legend herself, Miss Megan Lynch, in which she has her 777 Legend Maker program, which is going to teach you as an entrepreneur or content creator or educator how to be able to go ahead and go from step 1 to making over $100,000 a month. And notice I did not stutter. I said that as I flowed, as I kept talking. I said 100, add a K, put a $sign in front, how to make $100,000 a month. Now, as we're going to go ahead and go to this school, maybe you want to learn how to become a master at AI or be able to use AI trading. Guess what? If you want to go through AI trading, guess what? You got a course here, you can learn that. Or say you want to learn just AI. We got the number 1 teacher of AI. Her name is Anna. She comes from Silicon Valley. And guess what? Just like LeBron James, guess what? Instead of taking her talents to South Beach, she brought her talent over to VYB. Why? Because guess what? Outside of that, we have Forex classes where you're going to have an opportunity to learn Forex from a gentleman by the name of Courtney Logan. Courtney Logan is one of 1,400 men in the North America who went and studied across the pond at Oxford University. And at Oxford University, he learned not only Forex, but he got a degree in Forex. And because he's one of only 14 gentlemen with a Forex degree from Oxford, he's actually able to literally be able to teach Forex on Wall Street. Now, I don't know about what you call that, but I call that, man, pretty special. On top of that, guess what? You know what? This gentleman also has his own class. And you know what his class is called? RFX, in which he's teaching not only Forex, but he's teaching NFTs. He's also teaching crypto. He's made well over $100 million in his life in trading. And the best thing is he didn't just keep the money and run, is he made the money and then he went ahead and created a course. Over the last year, he went ahead and got together with a scientist who's very good at technology. They created a program, an AI program called Omni, in which, guess what? Costs you between $15,000 to $20,000 to take that course. But just like Anna from Silicon Valley, he took his talents to VYB. And guess what? Now you have an opportunity to do like Chris Bosh and LeBron James. And you have an opportunity to win not 1, not 2, but you have an opportunity to win a championship year after year after year, connected to VYB with these multi-millionaires, including this gentleman by the name of Barnaby, who he's going to go ahead and teach a course called Crypto is Fire. Now, Barnaby's teaching this course called Crypto is Fire. And guess what? Barnaby is literally the number 16th trader in the world of Ethereum. He studied technology for over 30 years. He actually helped the country of Australia with their e-commerce platform. Now, outside of that, he knew about Bitcoin when it's literally only 20 cents. Can you imagine if you actually had the chance to be able to know about Bitcoin when it's only 20 cents? But guess what? Now today it was what? I don't know. It's somewhere over $112,000 last time I checked. I stopped looking when I realized that I sold my $2,000 worth of crypto I bought at $18,000 3 years ago for only 60,000. And I kind of kicked myself because I was like, dude, if I just would have waited the full 3 years, I could have literally sold it for another 6,000. That means I would have went from $2,000 to $12,000 in just 3 years. Now I don't know what you call that, but when was the last time that you were able to 6x your income in a matter of literally just 3 years? I mean, seriously, bro, it doesn't happen. I mean, come on, bro, a 600% return on your investment. Like, tell me, where do they do that at your job? But you know what? Let's go ahead and move forward because I want to tell you guys something. You know, you got to understand, they literally have all the smartest people that you could imagine learning money. In fact, they got someone by the name of Trayvon. And Trayvon, he's going to teach you everything you want to know about real estate. In fact, he owns not only a real estate company, he owns a mortgage company, and he's going to be teaching a class on how you can buy real estate and be able to triple your profit than what you make off the regular market by turning it into an Airbnb. If you want to look at how you're going to go ahead and just to be able to scale up your business, say, it doesn't matter what business you are, but guess what? We have a business consultant by the name of Devin in the back of this Vibe boat. And you know what she's going to teach you to do? Scale up your business. Say that you only got one comma, make your 100, 200, 300. Maybe you're making $900,000 a year. You hit your ceiling and you're like, HD, I just gotta want to break that next comma and be making $1 million a year. Well, guess what? You're going to go ahead and take courses from Devin. She's going to teach you how to go ahead and scale up your business. Talking about scaling up your business, if you want to be successful and scale up from going from making 100,000 an year to being a millionaire to being a 10 and $100 million a year earner, then guess what? The first thing you need to do is you need to scale up your mind state. And for you to be able to do that, guess what? You need to go ahead and get better information, better coaches. And that's why we brought on to the Vibe Corporation, we brought to the table Jason Wells. He's not only a former professional basketball player, but he's also a Division I coach, and he also is a consultant. Now, outside of that, he literally charges over $500 an hour. And guess what? You don't have to worry about that $500 an hour. Why? Because he took his talent to Vibe, just like these other educators, including Justin Lynch. If you are looking for someone to be able to consult you, who is going to talk to you from a Bible-based standpoint, because you know you're part of the faith community, well, never fear, Justin Lynch is here. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward now that I told you a little bit about the Vibe Vault, because I want to get to this compensation plan, and then we'll come back and tell you all about these other cool things. So now let's look at the compensation plan, because the coolest thing about this compensation plan, I'm not even looking at the memberships, because you want to see where the money is before you look at what the investment is, right? That's what I thought, and that's why we're going to do it this way today. There's literally not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 ways that you make money. Number one, you can become a product of the product. I mean, come on, I just showed you the top education. I mean, wouldn't it make sense to be able to earn while you learn, becoming a student, then turning around and guess what? Being able to go ahead, learn Forex, hello, from Courtney Logan, learning Forex, I don't know, from Barnaby, learning it, and then literally putting your investments on the same thing that they're investing at the same time. I mean, you talk about the best way to 6x your income. What better way than to be able to make the same trades as people who are making 5, 6, and 7 figures a week? I mean, I'm just saying that's what I would do if I was you. But guess what? Not only that, you have an opportunity to be able to sell direct sell products. We have something in our ecosystem called, guess what? Vibe branding. And with Vibe branding, we're going to go ahead and be able to give business owners and people in the business community an opportunity to be able to have their websites upgraded or to be able to create apps for them. And the best part about it, you can go ahead and sell them a website. You can sell them an app. You know what? On top of being able to sell them a website and an app, man, wouldn't it be cool if, guess what? You're able to go ahead and not only sell them that, but then to be able to bring them over to what we call Vibe Spotlight. Now, Vibe Spotlight is a place for business owners and entrepreneurs to be able to go ahead and to have exposure on the World Wide Web. I mean, come on, man. Let's just say that you're a mom and pop store down in Surrey, British Columbia. Well, guess what? You know what? You might be able to have, people just in your local area. They might walk by your shop, I don't know, once or twice or three times a week. But imagine now you're able to go ahead and put together a 30-second presentation. You're telling people where you're located, what your product, what your services is, why you went ahead and started your business. And you're able to go ahead and have that 30-second elevator speech, kind of like an e-magazine, literally be not just literally local at your chambers of commerce in your city, but on the World Wide Web. You know what I call that? I call that smart. When I first got a call from Jerome Majette, he said, HD, the problem with most business owners is they think that the internet is going to save them when it comes to making money. But the only thing they're going to get when they put their business online is accessibility. That means access to the internet. What they really need is visibility. And I said, Jerome, what do you mean by that? He goes, HD, it's kind of like if you had an Aunt Sally. And I said, oh, I got an Aunt Sally. She lives in Alabama. He goes, well, let's just say that, you know what? She had a product. I said, Aunt Sally makes the best lemonade in the whole state of Alabama. He goes, well, let's just say that she had a lemonade stand out front of her house. I go, yeah. He goes, she'd probably be able to sell enough lemonade in just a 2x2 block area every day. I go, that makes sense. He goes, but imagine if she was able to go ahead and take her lemonade recipe and go ahead and set up a booth at the Alabama State Fair. I said, wow. He goes, she would do more sales on that one day at the Alabama State Fair than she would literally do in a whole year just going ahead and doing the same thing on her front porch. I said, that's true. He goes, HD Rhodes, that extra traffic, that's what we call visibility. And because of that, what VYB did is in pre-launch, they went ahead and they started looking at promoting their company literally for 6 months before they went ahead and launched. And what happened was 76,000 entrepreneurs, educators, and content creators signed up and said, you know what, this just makes sense. An opportunity to be global, an opportunity to also be able to monetize our dreams, our goals, our genius, our skill set, an opportunity where we're going to get paid if we know people who have business ideas or concepts in which they just need exposure. And I said, man, that sounds pretty cool. Well, you understand what I just explained to you? That's called visibility. Because when's the last time YouTube called you and you out there in Facebook land watching this presentation and you up here on this Zoom presentation? When's the last time you got a call from Zoom? When was the last time you got a call from, I don't know, YouTube, Skillshare, Udemy? When's the last time you got a call from Shopify and they said, hey, you know what? We want to make sure that, guess what? Your content on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok goes viral. I don't know about you, but I never got that call. But you know what? This is exactly what VYB was created to do. VYB was created to be a platform that was going to take you from being a content creator with a podcast to being able to go viral, from being an entrepreneur with a storefront as a mom and pop to having a worldwide business. And guess what? The best part about it, say that you want to go into fashion. They got a company with VYB in which we have VYB Styles. They have over 40,000 square feet of which they went ahead and created so that you could go ahead and take your fashion designs, be able to go ahead and upload that information on our AI technology. Now you're going to be able to get all that stuff to VYB Styles. And guess what? They got the shirts, they got the hats, they got the sweats, they got the hoodies, and all you got to do is supply your design and let them know the color and the size of what you want, and they'll go ahead and get it shipped out. And all they're going to do is split the profits with you. Now, that's a pretty good deal, especially if you think about how much it would have cost you to go ahead and get all the material, get the clothing, get you, the printing press, go ahead and get the silk screen, go ahead and get all the equipment you need. And then on top of that, you got to go ahead and send the product. Man, why not let VYB do all the heavy lifting with VYB Styles and split the profit while they're going ahead and ship it to 160 countries around the world? I go, you know what? That just makes sense. Now, not only that, I already told you about VYB University, where it's the best school where you can go ahead and make the most money. You got the best educators who are making 7, 8, and 9 figures. I already told you about VYB Styles, where you could go ahead and go to fashion. I already told you about VYB Spotlight, where they're going to allow you to go ahead and do marketing for you. But guess what? I never told you guys about one of the coolest things at VYB for content creators, entrepreneurs, and educators. Guess what? Let me go ahead and go back now. Now I'm going to show you one of the coolest things on the planet. And what that's called is VYB Global. Because here at VYB Global is an opportunity for you to be able to teach your own very own value-added courses. Like Felicia Lessert. Felicia Lessert, you know what? I went ahead and told her about VYB, and she goes, look, man, I got over 100 business plans. She literally went ahead and took out a photo album book, and it was literally filled with over 100 business plans. She actually went back to school just because she wanted to learn how to be able to pitch her product so she could go on Dragon's Den or Shark Tank. And I go, man, that's awesome. And when she went ahead and seen the fact that she could go ahead and be able to sell her cups in which she has a native designs. I like those Starbucks cups. I mean, talk about creative. Man, just July 1st, she went on Canada Day, which is kind of like July 4th. She went down and she literally sold over 500 of those cups. Can you imagine how much money that is if she just sold them at $50 each? Hello, 500? Man, that's pretty good profit. But the coolest thing is when I told her about this, I go, Felicia, that's pretty cool. But guess what? What if you're able to go ahead and not only sell those cups through Vibe Styles, because you're going to go ahead and do the designs. They could go ahead and put the labels and everything on the cups for you. And now you could have it sold in 160 countries. What if you also did something else? You start teaching people all around the world how to go ahead and make those cups too. She goes, why would I do that with competition? Because there's only so many cups you're going to be able to make yourself. Well, now what if other people have their own creativity? You're going to teach them how to go ahead and make the cups. You're going to create, guess what, a value-added course on Vibe. Say you go ahead and charge them $30. Vibe's going to give you 70% commission. Did you hear that? 70% commission on $30 each course. Now watch this. This is cool. Say your course is going to last for 1 month. 70% commission on $30 is $21. And guess what? The best part about it is I told you 76,000 people signed up during pre-launch. So out of the 76,000, let's just say 1,000 people were referred to go ahead and take your native indigenous art crafting courses to be able to learn how to make cups, how to be able to make picture frames, all the things in which you're doing custom design. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, because 1,000 people at $30 each is over $30,000 a month in revenue. Vibe's going to give her 70%. That means she's going to make literally $21,000 a month. And that doesn't even include the money she's making off of actually having cups sent to the people who are ordering them online. Now you think about that, a $21,000 residual income just because you have an online digital product teaching people to do what you already do. Now this is where it gets really interesting because guess what? What if she started referring these people because on her page, at the end of her course, she said all those people who are interested in being able to have a page teaching the same things that she's doing, they go ahead and she gives them a link to sign up. Now, here's the cool part. Remember, she's getting 70%. Well, that means Vibe's keeping 30%. But what if I was to tell you that, guess what? Vibe's going to split 50% of that 30% with whoever referred Felicia. So now Felicia would not only make 70%, which is $21,000 on her own course, but now for all those who were able to run the same amount of volume, doing the same type of thing on their own courses, she's going to also make an extra $4,500. So guess what? That means if she referred just 10 people like herself, she's making $45,000 a month off the 10 people she referred, plus $21,000 a month off of her own stuff. And I know what I call that? I call that just two of the income streams on the #1 compensation plan on the planet, connected to Vibe Global. Now you think about that. I mean, what could you do with that? I mean, I got a buddy named James. He's the #1 bass guitar player in all of Dallas, Texas. And guess what? I told him about this. He goes, you know what, HD, there's another platform I seen like it, but it costs over $16,000 a month. I said, what? He goes, yeah, man, this guy's sitting up here teaching nothing more than the basics. He said, this guy makes over $3 million a year after it. I said, oh man, I got to call Jerome and say, hey, Rome, I'm interested, man, because I just found out there's a lot of money in this game called, guess what? Content creation. Hello, teaching these online courses. There's a lot of money in that. So then after that, I got excited. I went ahead and called Big Rob and said, Big Rob said, HD, man, if all I want to do is just do karate the rest of my life, unless you can show me a way to just do karate and nothing more and nothing less, then I'm not interested. I said, Big Rob, it's your lucky day. I want you to take your cell phone out next time you're doing karate, because Big Rob studied martial arts for 18 years in Taiwan. He's teaching karate at Pullman, Washington, over at Washington State University. And guess what? I told him, all you got to do is take out your phone, start recording your classes. Now, here's the best part about it. People don't want to watch videos that are longer than 5 minutes. It's a microwave error. So that means if you times 5 minutes of video times 30 days a week, one video a day, that's 30 times 5 is what? 150. There's only 120 minutes in 2 hours. So that means you're literally got to just record 2.5 hours of content. Now think about this, Big Rob. What if all you get is just 50 people a day? Now, guess what? The numbers say that there's over 200 people a day coming in Vibe right now. And guess what? Let's just say only 50 of those people a day decide to sign up for your course. Well, 50 people a day at $30, that's $1,500. Let's just say you get 70% of that. Let's just call it even $1,000 a day. But $1,000 a day, 7 days a week is $7,000 a week. Now, times that by 52 weeks in a year. Hey, Big Rob, isn't it pretty cool that you're able to make over $350,000 extra a year just because you recorded the same content where you're teaching people and you just had 50 people coming in a day and sign up for your course. Now let's just think, what if you're like Felicia? What if you're like, Big James down in Dallas? What if you had 1,000 people sign up for your course each month? Well, then you'd be making $21,000 like them. But what if you're teaching so good that they each invited one extra person that next month? Then you go from $21,000 a month to $42,000 a month. Now you go, HD, how much would I make out of that? How much would you make out of that? Because you referred him on that 15%. Well, my 4,500 would double, just like his 21,000 double. So I'd now be making $9,000 a month off of a content creator who's teaching karate. Now, the cool thing is, would that make me more interested in being able to find 10 more of those people? Absolutely. Why? Who wouldn't want to make $90,000 a month because I referred 10 content creators or entrepreneurs or educators who had a value-added course to be able to sell? If that makes sense to you, you understand why I'm so excited about that. Now, birds of a feather flock together, and VYB understood that. So what they did is they gave a place, they created a hub for content creators, educators, and entrepreneurs to be able to go ahead and network. Now, the cool thing about this is you're able to network with people who might be making a lot more money than you in the same particular field as you. After you guys are able to go ahead and rub elbows, you guys might be able to come up with your own, content in which you guys want to sell your own value-added course on VYB Global. People be like, well, what's this you're talking about, HD? It's called VYB Tribe. And it's kind of like if Facebook and LinkedIn got together and had a baby, but a lot more cooler, because now you're able to go ahead and network with people who make a lot more money than you. Heck, you might even be able to network with Courtney Logan on here, who makes over what? 9 figures. Hello. Now, last but not least, what's the point of making all this money if you don't have the health to enjoy it? Dude, isn't the point of being able to have a lot of money is to be able to enjoy it? Nobody wants to be so stressed out and hooked up to tubes in a hospital, but they're multimillionaire. Dude, I would not trade my health for wealth. And because of that, this company VYB, they got smart. They went ahead and networked with some of the top personal trainers. So now you have kind of like your Peloton or your Beachbody, all on your phone with the app where you have the #1 school education to learn all things Forex, crypto. You're going to even be able to run your own business with VYB Global. You're going to be able to even run your fashion business with VYB Styles. You can go ahead and be able to run your direct sales company, be able to go door to door, go B2B, and you can be able to sell them, direct sell products, how to be able to build their websites, build their applications. And guess what? You're going to get paid for it all. And last but not least, if what you need money, then you can go to VYB Ventures, which is our traveling QVC, and which is going to allow you to be able to pitch your business kind of like a Dragon's Den or kind of like a Shark's Tank. I'm telling you, this company already has everything, man. There's nothing missing. So as we started this out, I told you there's 2 ways to participate. #1, you can be a student and learn all things money, all things success, man. #2, you can be a business owner. You can go ahead and get started on our 6 income streams. Now, I already told you about the 2 income streams already. And the 2 income streams I already told you about is #1, VYB Global, you get 70%. #2, for all those people you refer to VYB Global, you're going to get a 15% override. And I don't think I've stressed that 15% override enough. Do you guys understand that Ray Kroc literally only makes 10% override on every single one of those McDonald's that's on every single corner, on every single block, in every single country? Hello, on every single continent. And he's a multi-billionaire, and his family has trust funds that literally go down to their children's children, just like the Bible says a good man does. But this is a company that has literally positioned you to do the same thing, but better. Instead of making 10% overrides on all those McDonald's, you have an opportunity to make you out there. I'm pointing to everyone on Facebook land. Everyone on Zoom's like, HD, man, what are you talking about? Who is this? I'm pointing to everybody who's watching me live on Facebook. Please forgive me. So what happens is you get a 15% override. You literally get 5% more than Mr. Ray Kroc, who's a multi-billionaire. If you understand what I'm saying, go back to thinking when I said that if I just went ahead and referred 10 content creators who were making literally $42,000 a month because they got 2,000 customers and they're selling their value-added course for $30. Well, imagine instead of finding 10, what if I went and guess what? I found 10 a month. HD Rhodes, that's crazy. Is it really crazy? You don't know a basketball coach, a football coach. You don't know a dance instructor. You don't know a karate instructor. You don't have a Felicia Lacert who has businesses. She's always running to start. She just needed to be around the right people and be able to have the right plan and have the right technology and the right association and the right, guess what? Hello, you don't got 5 of them. You don't got a James Udell who's a bass guitar player. You don't got somebody who's Matthew Plant, who's a #1 rapper in 2025 in all of Canada in the gospel and hip hop industry. You don't have somebody somebody like a Festive who's from Nigeria? He's looking for a business so that he can go ahead and go back to Nigeria and to be able to make money, not just in Canada, Nigeria. You don't know somebody like a Chinadu who's literally in Vancouver, who's getting his MBA. You don't know somebody like a Dr. Kabongo who just started a business because you know what? He wants to be able to teach people health, and he's only able to see literally so many customers a day because guess what? He has to get through those customers like that just to be able to keep up with the economy. You don't have somebody like your pastor who sells books and he has sermons that, you know, that he could go ahead and monetize on this. You don't have somebody who's an author in your family. You don't have somebody who's an artist in your family. Are you starting to see what I'm talking about? Imagine if you just help one of those people, just 10 people a month, okay? And at the end of 10 months, there's 100 people who said, you know what? Thank you for introducing me to an online company that's going to allow me to monetize my dreams, my goals, my skill set, and not make me conform to the world, not make me conform being a square peg and trying to put me in a round hole. And you're going to go ahead and give me a compensation plan to be me. You don't think you can find 10 people like that a month? I think you can. In fact, I bet you can find 10 people like that a day. In fact, I challenge you to find 10 people a month. In fact, I want you to just find 2.5 people a week who want to live in life and want to be able to get monetized to live their dreams. And when you plug them into this system and you show them that they can make $21,000 a month residual, literally in their spare time for literally just videoing what they do, their knowledge, their skill set, their business, their product, uploading it on this AI technology, I think it's going to blow your mind how many people are going to get excited about that. I mean, I was. Hello. James was, Felicia was, Robert was. Jerome Majette wrote a book. It took him 18 years to write a book. Now he's going to be teaching out of that book on Vibe Global. You understand what I'm saying? Everyone you know wants the opportunity to teach what they know or to teach and to show people what they do. Maybe you got a cousin like I do, Isaiah Rhodes, who's down in Alabama, and he runs a mobile detailing shop. Guess what? Now he's going to go ahead. All he has to do is take his phone, click record, and now he can teach people how he shines the tires, teach people how he goes ahead and details the inside of the car. And guess what? All he needs is 2.5 hours of content. And that's 5-minute contents for 30 different days. And guess what? He has 1,000 people who want to know how to shine their car because he's the best in all of Alabama. But guess what? Maybe they live in California. Maybe they live in Idaho. Maybe they live in Timbuktu. Maybe they live in Australia, but they still want to go ahead and learn to shine. And the cool thing is, guess what? He's smart. He's going to go ahead and get his website built by Vibe Global. He's going to have an app built by Vibe Global, and people around the world are going to be able to even access his presentation on how to go ahead and do it on Vibe Global from their cell phone. And when they're done and they want to get the products, guess what? If he's smart, he's going to have a merchant account or an affiliate account with the company he gets his product for on his website, and he's going to even monetize that. Now you go, HD, man, you just said a lot. I just showed you how to make a lot more than $21,000 a month. And if you find 10 people who that makes sense to, you're going to make what, $45,000 a month. If you find over the next 10 months, 10 people a month who want to do that, then I just showed you how to make $450,000 a month. And you want to tell me that ain't a reason for me to be excited? That ain't a reason for you to be excited? That ain't a reason for a college kid to be excited? That ain't a reason with someone who wanted to go ahead and monetize their dream, who just got out of jail to get excited? You want to tell me that ain't a reason to get excited for somebody who's in the inner city, in the hood, and he doesn't want to be a dope dealer? He doesn't want to be a pimp. He doesn't want to get shot by the cartels. He doesn't want to have to sit there and go to school and have kids laugh at him because guess what? He thinks faster than most people. They say he has ADD. No, he's bored with a school system that is still teaching an old, antiquated system that can't even inspire a dead fish to swim upstream. But you know what? This company can. This company will. And I'm telling you, all you got to do is take this recording from this presentation. And when they see this, they're going to be like, man, how do I get a hold of this HD Rhodes guy? This guy's fired up. This guy's a winner. He's going to make it happen. And I'm telling you, if you don't, someone else will. They're going to be making this money. You're going to be wondering why they're making literally over $450,000 a month for referring just 10 people who had a dream, had a goal, and they wanted to make money with this compensation plan. So let me go on to the fourth income stream, man. We got a 3x10 matrix here. And guess what? If you've been in direct sales network marketing before, you understand the more people that you bring on, the more people that sell a product, the more money you make. The people that you bring in directly, they call that with. That's where your profitability is in most direct sales companies. If you imagine the people that you help and they help all the way down to 10 levels deep, they call that security. In our company, we still call that profitability because literally on our 7th, 8th, and 9th level in this company is where you literally go from 70, 80, 90 to 100% on your commissions, man. You got to understand. Outside of that, we're going to give you a $5 bonus for everyone in your 3x10 matrix. And guess what? In that 3x10 matrix, there's over 88,542 spots. So you imagine times $5 each, that's somewhere in the neighborhood, I don't know, call it another $442,000 a month on top of the $450,000 I told you for referring 10 people a month to this program who want to be content creators, entrepreneurs, and educators with this value-added course. So guess what? I just showed you now a way to make almost $1 million a month. And you're telling me that's not why I'm excited? You're telling me you ain't fired up about that, baby? I'm so excited, man. I can't even sit in this seat right now, man. If somebody would have showed me this compensation plan 30 years ago, I'm telling you, HD Rhodes would have an island right now, man. I'm telling you, I'd own an NBA team, an NFL team. Man, we would be flying to the moon, to Mars, and Pluto, because I would have already got us there way before Elon Musk, baby. Because guess what? I can't sleep at night. Ever since I've seen a compensation plan that they connected to my dreams, my goals, my vision, and my business. And they're doing the same thing for you. You no more having to go out there and sell lotions, potions, and learn a new skill set, baby. All you got to do is have a dream, dust it off, and let this company help you develop it. Dust it off, and then after you develop it, we're going to go ahead and put it on display in literally 160 countries around the world. So let me go ahead and tell you about the last two compensation plans, because I'm getting so excited. I got to go run around this building. I got to go ahead and tell somebody I got a dream. And if they got a dream, they can make millions of dollars a month too. So let me tell you about this Fast Start bonus. Number one, you're going to make $40 for every one of them content creators, entrepreneurs, educators who decide to go ahead and get started in this business. Now, outside of that, I told you about the $5 bonus you're going to get for everyone in a 3x10 matrix. That was a another $442,000. Now you get a 100% check match on all those $5 bills, $40 bills of all those people that you brought in. Guess what? You're going to get a 100% check match on their $5 bills and their $40 bills for everyone they bring in. And not just that, you're going to get a $20 bonus. You're going to get a 50% match on all the people those people they bring in. Now, you understand this, man. You go, HD Rhodes, this is unbelievable. And you know what? You're absolutely right. And guess what? So I'm going to break it down to you. Bottom line, you referred 10 friends, and I'm showing them a slide here. Sorry, you guys can't see it. Click on the link on this video, and you'll be able to see it. I dropped the link to the Zoom. You got to click it, and you can see what I'm talking about. You referred 10 friends, $40 each. There's your $400. But on top of that, those 10 friends, you're also get that $5 because they're in your 3x10 matrix. Man, I just literally showed you how to make $450 just because you found 10 people who had a dream and they're excited about life. Now, guess what? On top of that, let's say they go ahead and refer 5 friends of their own, because guess what? They're so excited. They go, HT, what we got to do? You got to launch your business, and I'm going to teach you how to do it, baby. Hello. So they go ahead, they launch their business tomorrow, HD Rhodes. They got 5 friends who got dreams. They got a vision. They say, yeah, we want to make $450,000 a month too. And I go, it was almost $1 million. They go, yeah, we want to make $1 million a month with you too, HD. I said, great. So guess what? They have 5 friends sign up. You're going to get an extra $1,000 for those 5 friends, because you're going to get hello, right? Now you can also get a $250 match on that. Hello. When you add up that income, that's $1,700. Now, we could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But this is what I want to show you. The 3x10. Didn't I tell you that, HD was off in numbers? I was off. I said 88,400 and something, right? I'm sorry. For all those in Facebook, I'm looking at the slide official, and it's 88,572 spots. Times $5, man, which means you're still making over $442,000 a month just off the 3x10 matrix. I'm telling you, man, we're about to go ahead and wrap this up, man. You know what? If you guys want to go ahead and live your dreams, if you guys want to go ahead and start living in life, if you want to learn how to monetize your dreams, your goals, your vision, DM HD Rhodes or any of my team members on the BGI, International Leadership Group team. I'm HD Rhodes. I'm out. And guess what? I'll be back online tomorrow, and I'll have my 3 calls, one at 2 o'clock, one at 4 o'clock, and one at 6 o'clock, in which I'll be promoting, coming back here and showing you and all your friends that you invite back to this presentation tomorrow how to be able to live your dreams with the #1 compensation plan and literally the #1 business on the planet. I'm HD Rhodes, and I'm out.